Welcome to the 2023 New York Off-Road Association State Championship. It's NYOA's opening round here at Dream Riders. We're in Newfield, New York, and this is Between the Trees. GNCC has Between the Arrows, and Zach Galifianakis has Between Two Ferns, but we are Between the Trees, and let's meet the 4x4 lineup. Starting this off is Dan Guns Honacki. Dan actually credits me for getting him into the sport, and I couldn't be happier that he has. He is an awesome competitor. I look forward to a lot of competition. Brandon Jane, he has a tough one at this race. We wish him the best. His family, I'm sure, is stressing out over him. Good luck, Brandon. We're thinking about you. Brian out of Quebec, Canada. We got a foreigner in this race, 36 years old, and he is fast. Guy's on a fairly stock Can-Am, but does amazing things on it. Next up is Chris Keister. You can kiss his keister. Age 36 years old, out of Middlebury Center, Pennsylvania. Colin Markowski coming up from PA as well. The young gun, 23 years old. He is the youngest competitor in the 4x4 class. Colin Harkness. I'm not too familiar with Colton Harkness. I'm not too familiar with Colton. Just met him recently out of PA. He is 32 years old? 32. 32 years old. Drew Campbell.
Cheers.
Look at all the gray hair. I live in Jordan, New York. Jesse Madison finally got himself a Can-Am. If you remember Jesse from last year, he was on the Polaris. It was always breaking. Jesse comes from us out of Beaver Dams, New York. And Justin Mills, a rookie to the class out of Boston, New York. Welcome aboard, Justin. Glad to have you. Next up, look at this guy, Kevin Carlson. This guy has been in a crash or two, probably has a roll cage around him because he is the crafty cager, a dirt track guy racing four-wheelers. Next up, Kyle Lawrence out of Rushville, New York, the oldest guy in the class, 48 years old. Don't kick over his cane. Mike Barone, the second oldest guy in this class, out of Smyrna, New York, on the Can-Am 850, age 46. Mike coming off a recent win with the NEXC series. And last but not least, Rich Drave. He is your multi-time Fall Series champion here in New York out of Marion, New York. He's also on a Can-Am and is 42 years old. Joining me on headset today is Taco, my BFF, the chef, executive chef, the master chef. How do you introduce yourself to people, Taco?
Super duper chef.
The super duper chef who has never raced but loves racing.
That is a fact. I do love racing. And I think this is a crazy sport.
And you're only involved in the sport because you're my friend.
That is correct.
That is correct. We were kicking things off with the anthem like we always do in NYOA. And as you can see, most people are respectful, standing up.
This shit.
We got some onboard cameras today. Brian is wearing one. He's out of Canada, like I mentioned. We've got Guns wearing another one. And there's a couple of us who have front and rears, as you can see. He does. Kyle has one on the rear view. Kyle did not get his front one working. Mike's really excited to get going. I got my cameras on, front and rear as usual. And Barone does have his front and rear. So we're ready to go. The wife's on the sidelines and she's filming the start for us. It's a mad dash. You're right. Why would you want to?
Everyone's what I just do. And slam into each other, but somehow.
See that orange bumper way in the back, just sitting there?
Where are you?
Here I am. Dead last.
Did you get turned around again?
No. I started it on time. I did not want to have any part of this first turn.
I don't blame you. I'd be doing that every time.
I told everybody I was going to start dead last in 13th. That was my plan from the beginning, and here's proof. I stuck to that plan, and I was happy I did. Look at this chaos. Guys backing up on each other, right up his front bumper.
So what did you do? Just pass like 3 or 4 people there?
I got by a couple guys. Real rough section right here. This is Mike Barone following Brandon Jane, and we are sorry to see this accident. Brandon Jane had a horrible leg break in this incident, and we wish him the best. That was a serious accident, and I don't even want to touch on it. It was bad. That was bad. But getting back to the race action, Rich Strabe got your whole shot. He is out front. You've got Dan Guns Honacki right behind him. And I'm trying to put the name of the rider you're looking at in the upper right-hand corner for reference.
Look at this setup.
Thank you 725 Designs for your sponsorship for this video. They've got your race clock in the lower left-hand corner. We're about 90 seconds into this one already, and we're quite spread out. As you can see, there's some issues going on with lappers already as Guns takes the lead ahead of Rich Strabe.
Ocho right now. I'm sorry, I feel like we're on the Ocho right now. Like I am on Sports Center and you, Scott Van Pelt.
Are you Cotton?
No, the commentator on the
Back
side
to
there.
you, Cotton.
Wow, who's Cotton?
He was on the Ocho. They were the commentators.
Okay,
Cotton
yeah.
and Pepper.
All right. Yeah.
Pepper was Jason Bateman, right?
Yeah.
We are not Cotton Pepper, but we are Taco and Drew.
Or Spick and Span.
Yeah, and happy to bring this new show to you guys. It is Between the Trees, NYOA's 4x4 class. And if anybody's wondering about the name, we did have a panel.
I was just wondering.
You were. I'm glad I introduced that for you.
Well, it's clever because you do go through the trees.
Classic, right?
Yeah.
We had a panel of 13 racers involved with NYOA. I asked all of them, if we could do a show for the series, what would you call it? And there was 35 names that they came up with. 13 guys came up with 35 names. It was all voted upon, and the winner, Between the Trees.
What was the best name? Or like the second best name? Like
Second best, I did not like, and I apologize. Whoever came up with the name, it wasn't my favorite. It was
second best you didn't like?
Checkers or Wreckers. They wanted to name the show.
Checkers or Wreckers?
Yeah,
Okay.
not fitting. Because honestly, GNCC does have Between the Arrows, so I thought it was more fitting that NYOA has Between the Trees.
What was the worst name?
Oh, I'd have to go back and review the list. There was quite a few bad ones. I'm not going to call anybody out, but there was quite a few bad ones.
Right.
I will say, my friend Mike Barone had a really good suggestion. He liked whole shots and hand grenades.
Ooh, that sounds
Right. That just sounds vicious. All right, here's Brian working his way through. You've got on board with Guns, and he was running second behind Dre, but he got held up with a 450 guy from the 900 row, and Brian took advantage and just working his way in and out through these corners. Look at the body English Brian puts in on this four-wheeler. Watch him like throw it into the corners. He moves his whole body. Like, see that quick shift that he does?
Which one's Brian? Up front?
In green, up front,
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Now, you will notice the time clock here. Brian got by around 3 minutes and 30 seconds. This 450 guy in front of Guns holds him up for minutes. The other classes have to learn. If you are holding up someone not in your class, you're doing it wrong. Move over. But round one, we're still learning. Jesse Madison taking out a barrel there. We're following him aboard Mike Barone's machine, the Can-Am 850. Back to Guns, still stuck behind the 450. Finally gets around him. I exaggerate. That was about 45 seconds that he was stuck there, but you can see that Brian's got his head down. He's checked out through this field section. Guns does a good job staying with him, though, and does close the gap here as they approach a woods area.
Shanecki's cam right now. Okay.
Yep. You see the onboard up top?
Yeah.
That'll tell you whose camera you're looking at. There's
Creek.
There's 5 of us wearing cameras in this race, and I try to cut between as much as I can. Now you're looking backwards off of Kyle Lawrence. I'm following him. I think we're running about 8th and 9th at this point in the race. I did start 13th. I had a couple guys that got bunched up right at that first wood section.
Where did he come out?
Brandon went down, so I tried to show Kyle a tire there, but he closed the door on me. Kyle's giving Barone some pressure here, and Barone is chasing Jesse Madison. Kyle makes the move on the inside. I make the move on the outside. Barone just lost 2 spots in 3 seconds. Gonna have to pick on him about that one.
Frank?
His name is Mike, not Frank. Taco likes to call Barone Frank.
He looks like a Frank.
Because he's Italian.
Hey, Frankie Barone, what are you doing?
Madison almost coming together with Lawrence. Campbell almost coming together with Madison. It's tight racing through these chicanes in the field section.
Chicane? What's a chicane?
Chicane is like an S-turn, switch back and forth, change direction. Yeah. But Kyle and I make quick work of both Jesse and Mike, and Kyle is leading me through this last field section before we enter into the woods. As you can see, he is full throttle pull up this hill and around this sweeper, but he makes a mistake, doesn't make that apex just in time. I get him right there. So I lead this group of 4x4s up the hill and into the woods. Finally out of the field section, finally get some separation between us. Guns is running about 3rd or 4th, I believe. Rich Strave was your whole shot guy. He got passed by Brian and Colin off camera here. Colin Markowski did get by Guns, so I believe Guns is running 4th right now, and he's on the uphill section as we left that field, going up into the woods.
Conditions look perfect.
Oh, it's sick. This is a really great track. People don't like it because it's rough.
Well, it's pretty rooty, Jesus.
It is, but if you have 4x4 and 4 shocks, you don't even notice.
Oh my God, this is just bananas for me.
Check out this line choice by Guns. No one's taking that inside line right through those trees there, between the trees. And here comes myself up the same route. And you'll see that I find the same line somehow, some way, but I don't take it nearly as quick as Guns did. Kind of roll through it. He took it just a little bit better than I did, but there was multiple choices coming up that hill, which made that track fun.
This is so cool watching it from each person's perspective. So, what position is Hojanaki in right now?
So it's hard to say because I don't have cameras on everybody,
Right.
and unless I actually time everything out and use landmarks on the trail to gauge where everybody was. I'm guessing he's in 4th place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you think you are right now?
I think I'm running around 7th or 8th.
Okay.
Yeah.
But started where?
Last 13th.
Started last.
I made quick work of 5 or 6 guys and got a good position going into the woods. This is one of those tracks where if you had bad luck, it really burned you. And as you'll see, some of our guys in the 4x4 class had bad luck. You see Guns' airbox cover sticker? Right in front of him, what looks like a gas tank on the Can-Am is actually covering our airbox. It says, place your nuts here.
Where does it say that?
You can't quite see in this shot because he wedges it right there. Place nuts here as he wedges it right between 2 trees, and that just opened up a whole can of worms for Guns. There goes Drew right by him.
Oh,
I bring in tow half the class. I believe that was Bolton Harkness behind me. This is Mike Barone passing in. Mike Barone's following, Frank Barone. Mike Barone's following Jesse Madison, and we got Kyle Holler and Kyle Lawrence, and this is Chris Keister just in front of Guns now as he gets going again. He probably dropped 4 or 5 positions, wedging it in between 2 trees right there.
Where's Kyle Holler, by the way?
Kyle Holler was racing a few rows behind us in the utility class. He hadn't been back on the racetrack in a while, so he did. He had a very bad leg break, but he is recovered from that and back racing, so we're very glad to see him.
Good to see that.
And getting married this fall in October.
Hey, congrats.
Congrats on the engagement, Kyle. Back on board with me. I haven't wiped the camera very well for this part of the race, but I've gotten stuck behind, I believe that's the 9th row, Vet B class. We had to work our way through some of those guys early on. Their front runners were pretty fast and actually very similar pace to our 4x4 class. Took a while to catch those guys.
I'm going to be a little selfish here in this video. I know it's about everybody, but I know the end result. So I need to know where you are in this video right now, because I think you starting at the very back and eventually winning this race is bananas to me. So,
are you really giving a spoiler alert?
I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure social media spoiled.
It's been out. People have been talking about it. It's all over TMZ. It's all over ESPN. The Ocho. If you haven't seen
The Ocho. It just goes to show that it doesn't matter where you start. It matters where you finish.
That should be a mug. It should be a T-shirt at least.
It probably is a T-shirt.
All right,
I'm not original.
All right, yeah.
And you're actually watching me there, following Kyle. This uphill section had a lot of split lanes, and here's actually a big whoopsie-doo by Jesse Madison. He gets trapped underneath his quad. Guns is right there to give him a hand. And mad credit to, this is Justin Mills from Boston, New York, also stopping to give a hand and help out your fellow 4x4 guy. So real good sportsmanship there. Kudos to Justin and Dan.
Ojanecki's jacked too, so that was good. Gotta have.
He tried to get it off by himself, but he rolled it right onto his own four-wheeler, so he has to stop helping. He's
like, I know I could have done it on my own.
He has to move his own four-wheeler, then go back and help Jesse, and it's good to see that Justin and Guns give each other a fist bump there.
That's one of the cool things about the sport, is that, like, you guys are all out there like, fuck you, I want to win. But at the end of the day, though, you're not. You're like really into each other, doing well and being safe and help each other. But right now, you're like, fuck that dude in front of me now. I need to get him. But it's cool. I'm sorry, I'm swearing. So
I don't feel like round one was a real competitive round. The 4x4 class is a tight group of friends, and you can see me moving over here for your women's leader, Riley Georges. She's very fast and actually came over to all of us at the start. The women started right behind us, and she asked,
purple quad up.
Yep, she asked each of us, hey, when I come through, you mind moving over for me? I'm pretty sure that young lady has beat me every race I've competed against her, so I said, no problem, just give a yell. And I heard the little female voice behind me giving, hey. So I moved right over. Happy to do it. But yeah, we weren't real competitive for round one.
It's cool that she asked, though, because then you're just going to be that much more eager to do it when you do see her. You're like, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, and here we're watching on board with Mike Barone. Kevin Carlson makes a pass on him in one of these split lanes. And what I was trying to say earlier, this track had a lot of split lanes, and they were worthless. Absolutely worthless split lanes. They didn't make an advantage up. If you got stuck in the wrong one, you were screwed and you were going to get passed. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened to Mike right there. Back on board with me, you can see actually some of the split lines there, and see how much quicker the rider that took the lower lane, he actually got in front of Kyle Lawrence, who I'm following in this shot. So he was able to make a pass because Kyle and I both went high on the hill during that split lane, and it cost us time. Kyle's machine seems to be working good. It's bouncing through there, but it's not like kicking them all over the place. And there's a shot of me going one direction. I got the low line on that split, and I made the pass there. So now you see Kyle following me off of my rear view camera. I had the opportunity to practice with Kyle a couple weeks ago at his private property in Rush, New York, and he has an amazing track to practice this for.
That's awesome. You got a track over here too.
Shh.
You don't have a track over here.
No, I live on the water.
You're in 6th right now, so who's in front of you?
So we're looking at more of the 900 or possibly the 800 row. Directly in front of us was Vet B, so we had those guys to catch first. Obviously, the guys slower in their class are going to be the first people we come across the tree, and that's who I'm trying to work my way through here. Some of them are great. Some of them absolutely clueless that there's faster guys behind them, which is fine. It's round one. But for everybody watching, if you're new to racing and a faster class comes up behind you, proper etiquette is to pull over and let them by. We'll work on it. It's not going to be as bad as last year because we don't have C-class guys to go through, and the 4x4 class tends to have some faster guys that move through the field pretty quickly. So we didn't have as much traffic, but we still had traffic. You're always going to have traffic.
Oh, those trees.
They look hard, don't they?
It's the whole thing.
I think those trees are made out of wood. What's that?
It's the whole thing looks hard because any of those, if you hit it, you're going to flip.
Well, in your home country, they play with a black and white ball, kick around the field. I mean, anything's going to look difficult compared to that easy sport.
What?
If you want to call it a sport.
I hate on ball sports.
What do you call it, the ball sport that you use your foot for? What do you call it?
It's called football.
The football.
Or soccer.
I love this. Every section, I felt like there was a course official or track worker cautioning you, slow down, slow down. And there was some rough spots, and as we can see from the rear view of Kyle Lawrence here, there's some there's some steep downhill sections that have kickers and were causing problems for racers. And they actually told us at the start, the Steiners put on this event, and during the announcement, I believe it was Jim Snyder saying, if you don't have working brakes, don't race this one. Because they have it on the side of a hill, and it's just ups and downs the entire day. And if your brakes aren't working, you are going to get in an accident.
Wow.
Yeah, there was that bad of downhills.
I mean, you'd race if your brakes didn't work anyway?
There's guys out there that just don't maintain their equipment, don't care if it doesn't steer right, stop right.
It's an expensive sport, so...
It is, and I'm a budget racer myself.
It's just maybe they can't.
Yeah, I mean, I skimp on stuff when I should spend the money, but brakes are one of the things I don't skimp on. I'm very fortunate to be sponsored by DP Brakes, and those pads will last you a lifetime.
Those pads will last you a lifetime.
What was the Tommy Boy brake pad?
McCallum.
No. Was it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, leaving the...
Oh, nice little pass there.
He moved over for us.
Okay, whoa.
Famous
This
dozer.
like,
they actually told us at the start, hey, we broke down a dozer through a track on the middle of the track, so they weren't able to move it. Don't hit it.
Good idea.
Very, very nice of them to tell us, and they did put up a fence there to kind of caution us around that, but I used the dozer as a reference. You see me coming by the dozer. Mike is next. He gets the friendly wave, look out, caution area. He goes by the dozer here, and we switch to his rear view. He had a rear view on.
It makes it look so much more badass to see that dozer there.
Right? Like,
listen through that. Look at.
You know what that dozer symbolizes? That the Steiners actually take care of the track. And we have a lot of promoters that they don't groom the track. I'm not going to mention names, but I'm sure every racer watching this video knows who I'm talking about, knows multiple people that I'm talking about. The dozer is a clutch tool. Yeah, Gun's making quick work of that guy. The dozer is a clutch tool for getting rid of the high spot on the track so we're not dragging frame. It's also diverting water so that you don't have a lot of washout on the track and things like that for the next season. So kudos to the Dream Riders team and track crew for maintaining, and I know it got beat up on lap 3. It's actually pretty smooth for lap 1, but by lap 3 this track was toast.
So Drew Campbell, where are you right now in this race?
I'm on my 4-wheeler.
I know, but what position are you in right now? Because I really want to know.
Your guess is as good as mine, buddy. I'm floating around the top. I would say I'm around 5th or 6th.
Okay.
Yeah, There was quite a few guys that snuck through the melee at the beginning that I don't have cameras on and that I didn't catch on camera from other riders, so I'm not sure where everybody is. And as we progress here on the lap, we start coming through some of our own guys. This is Colton that I'm coming up on now.
Colton? So where's Colton from?
I'd have to look at my sheet. I actually had the sheet printed out and I didn't bring it
Rookie?
over. Colton is a rookie. Young guy. I think he's only 32.
Whenever you had trouble saying his name. Yep.
Yeah. Harkness.
Yes. Didn't know a lot about him. That was the one. All right.
Colton Harkness.
Yep.
He lets me by. I give him a scream, tell him to keep going. I'm glad he did fall right in line there and put in the effort, because if you're not feeling it and you let the fellow classmate by, great. I've done it a lot in my career. But the key is to tuck in behind them and try to stay with them. And he did that. So kudos to him. Everybody needs a breather every now and then.
It's got to be terrifying to feel like you're being pushed at your limit. Like, okay, I feel like I'm being unsafe. Like, I got to get behind somebody. Because that's a heavy-ass machine. That's scary stuff.
What gives you the fear is when you lose your physical control. So you can't hang on anymore.
But everyone has that, like, their extreme speed, like, where they feel like they can stop the machine and get it ready.
Yeah, and what I'm trying to convey to you, someone who doesn't ride or even race,
Would be me.
you, Taco.
That is myself.
If you don't have the hand strength anymore, that's the key controls. Yes, we control things with our feet, but the key controls are done at the hands, and when you lose hand strength, it really affects your speed. You can't aggressively go into rough spots, you can't aggressively brake, you can't aggressively accelerate.
Right.
When you lose your hand strength, that's when you slow down.
Okay. We're on Hojinaki's cam right now.
Yeah, Guns doesn't ever seem to have this problem. If you listen to his throttle control, it's the best in the class. No joke. Guns has the smoothest throttle control. I'm constantly burping my throttle like a newborn baby. Mike Barone constantly burping his throttle. A bunch of us are. Guns, if you listen to it, just nice and smooth. Let's hear how he runs his throttle.
One-handed.
At speed, dodging trees. Yeah, he's a very skilled rider. It's only his sophomore year. Glad to see him back. He did exceptionally well his freshman year, finishing second in the class. He's kind of my pick for the champion this year. He's big time. He's bringing Guns to the show.
He's a beast.
He is.
Like black lung?
Does he no, he wasn't sick this race.
Okay.
Taco makes a joke because Guns showed up at every round last year. I don't feel good. I'm sick. I have a hangnail. Yeah. Whatever the case.
No, he had black lung.
He had black lung every time, yeah. No, Guns showed up healthy this time, and holy crap, if he didn't...
he's a monster.
If he didn't have the bad luck he had in this race, he would have done amazing things. He still finished well. Stick around to the end to see how he finishes. But he has some really bad luck in this race that other people benefit from.
Such a great guy, too.
Yours truly.
Oh,
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, his whole family. Katie, very sweet. She hangs out on the side of the track with my wife, Kelly, and they both cheer us on. Katie was actually jumping for joy as I was coming by. Yeah, meant a lot. So thank you to the whole Hojinaki crew.
Oh.
They are a great addition to the 4x4 class.
Great guy.
On Barone's quad.
Frankie B.
Frankie Base. He's got a really nice graphics kit this year. We're not going to mention the graphic kit company, but it looks good. He has nice color
designs.
Nope. That's why we're not mentioning it.
But
Carl.
Speaking of graphics companies, who do you use?
Carl, I use 7. It says right in the lower corner.
5 Designs?
Yeah, they're the best. His graphic kit just looks nice. I like the colors he picked this year. He has similar colors to mine, but with a lot more gray, and I think that gray is kind of signature for him. He likes that, so really nice looking quad on the course right now. Cheering on other guys.
He designed it himself?
I don't believe so.
Okay. You designed yours?
I designed mine and a few others you'll see throughout the season. I'm starting to get into designing graphics kits for ATVs.
Which you do a ridiculous job on, by the way. Your quad is a specimen.
It's like a bag of Skittles.
It's real nice.
Yeah,
I'm looking at it when
I wanted bright and eye-catching.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I really loved when you and Josh
Matched.
had like
That was Kelly's. That was my wife's favorite kit as well. When we matched.
Like down there out there, like you're two different.
Yeah, and Josh will be my teammate even if we're in wheelchairs in our 80s. We'll always call each other teammates because he really helped me my rookie year and welcomed me into open arms into Dirt Chicken Racing family. And yeah, he's just my boy. You're my boy, Blue.
Another wonderful dude.
Josh Williams, you're my boy, Blue. We're going to get you back on the track ASAP and do some battling.
You're my boy, Blue. Get it? Blue kit.
Oh, yeah, he has the blue kit.
Blue Power Ranger.
Yeah, Josh is all blued out.
That it was a nice kit. Back to Kelly saying that was the best kit. I agree with Kelly.
It was the honeycomb, and it was, 4 or 5 years ago when BRP was using a lot of honeycomb in the Can-Am designs.
You designed that one too, right?
Yeah, I did. In the they were using the honeycomb and the Skidoo designs for their BRP product. So I kind of incorporated that into my race design.
It's fun as a fan to watch your machine go by because it's like, wow, look at that thing go by. Because you put a lot into making it look pretty.
What people don't realize though, my 4x4 on the line is probably the least decked out.
What?
Yeah, a lot of, like Gunn's machine that we're watching right now, he has a ton of parts on his that are really nice race parts, where I'm running stock parts.
I got wasted on the dry land. Somebody tell me what the hell is going on. Then it hit me like an anvil. I must have known you would do this right from the start. In a treasure, out this pleasure. I was too blind to see when it fell apart. I got wasted on the dry land, and I lost my judgment the moment I met you. I keep on falling down. I keep on running around. Please tell me, what are you looking for? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So you're running to an alley. A narrow pierced me right through the heart. So I went down by the river, and I tried to drown you, 'cause it's all I can do. I keep on falling down. I keep on running around. Please tell me, what are you looking for? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh shit. What happened here? What happened here? Kojanaki again picking up somebody. Who was that?
That was Justin Mills, also a rookie to the class. He's the one out of Boston, New York. Just had a quick contact with that inside tree, and that just shows you how easy it is to tip over. I did it myself the first time racing at this track off a very similar sized tree. If you get the weight distributed just wrong on one of these Renegades, they tip.
And it's how much does this thing weigh?
On average, my machine's probably 900 pounds.
Come on.
Everybody likes to call them 1,000-pound machines. I don't believe that. I've got probably the heaviest bumpers front and rear on the field. Mine are custom made. I really want to get a scale and weigh my machine sometime, but I'm guessing around 900 pounds. And in comparison to a 450 quad, half the weight.
Hey, get a water.
Hey.
450s are half the weight.
What's his name?
Jimmer Cam.
Jimmer.
You got the Eckhart twins cheering us on with Josh Clark from 4E Racing.
God, 4E.
Yep.
Best people.
So they're letting me know right there I'm running third.
Third.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
I've worked my way up to third. I'm just ahead of I'm just ahead of Chris Keister.
Just in case bro wants it.
And Chris is a buddy of 4E Racing. So they were cheering him on, letting him know he's in fourth. goes Kyle Lawrence in 5th, and they're letting Barone know he's in 6th, offering him water. He's too fast to stop, boy.
You're in 3rd right here.
Running 3rd, but quickly getting past. Chris Keister makes the move on me up the inside.
4th.
Another split lane that just doesn't work. This track is full of them, and unless you are in a race with the competition, you wouldn't go around that corner knowing that one side's slower than the other. Jimmer Cam. And
Okay.
this just shows, right? This shows
Blair
you,
Witch.
this shows you what the pit crew does for us. These guys got
You got
walkie-talkies. They're calling out to other people further down the track. They're offering water, goggles, push, whatever you need. I want to show.
What? Oh my God!
Right, and he made it.
Glad you put a camera.
Look, there goes the other class. Look, 4x4 guys going by. There's Barone. Like, these guys are on
the
the
most
move.
hospitable people on the planet. They're
Eckhart twins?
Yes, they're the
I love
coolest
them.
people.
The whole family. And John Eckhart's stepson Tyler
Yeah.
got his first dub, round 1. Rookie into racing. Congratulations, Tyler. I am so proud of you.
Hell yeah.
That's my boy. Logan Eckhart. Yeah, he brought a Yamaha to the fight and it didn't start. So we're gonna iron out a few things for Logan, but I expect big things out of the 2-time champ. But I'm super pumped. Tyler got the dub for the team. So
Good things happen to good people.
hell yeah, Tyler has a bright future in front of him. Logan does too. I'm just teasing. Logan just had bad luck with the wheeler he was on. They'll get those bugs ironed out for the next one.
And that's the Eckhart twins' kids.
John Eckhart has a couple stepsons, and Logan is his son with his wife, Kristen.
Gotcha.
And Logan is a 2-time AMA champ for
I
Pee Wee
love
quads. Tyler is 17 years old, first-time racer in C class. He was a couple rows behind us, but got the win.
I love how much of a family sport this is. That it's families that go there, they come in, they're campers and stay the weekend, and like it's families racing, and it's a cool thing. You don't see that in a lot of sports. That the whole family is involved in different ways. And
not only that, you make family with these people.
The whole thing.
You make family.
Yeah.
Like
You're
5 years ago was the first time I met Jim Eckhart, affectionately nicknamed Jimmer, and Jimmer came down to me on the start line and wished me the best of luck and was like high fives and actually gave me like that half bro hug like I'd known him for 20 years.
He does that to me, and I love it, man.
Didn't even know his name.
Yeah.
And then he went out and dominated the class that day in 2018, and I thought he was a pro racer. Like, I was so blown away. He was one of the few guys that showed up on a Can-Am 1000. Actually, might have been the only guy on a Can-Am 1000 and just dominated. Smoked us all, and I was like, oh my God, this guy's a GNCC pro. He's so amazing. And he is. All the above. All of the above. Just
the
all around great guy, amazing racer. And now that he's on the sideline cheering for us, we couldn't ask for a better pit crew.
Right? 4E.
Yeah. This is Barone following Kyle Lawrence through some switchbacks they have on a logging road. You see Kyle doing the right thing, leaning back and clearing his GoPro, which prompts Mike to clear his GoPro, which prompts me to clear my GoPro as I stop and check on Kyle Markowski with a blown belt. Kyle was leading this race at the time. The hard part for that story is he was climbing this hill, blew the belt, and had to roll backwards into oncoming race traffic to get out of the way. So back to Barone and Kyle. They're dicing it up in a field section. Barone makes the pass.
And
Kyle,
these guys sit, do you think, right now?
Again, 5 or 6. I didn't want to put up position of anybody during this time because we swap positions so frequently on lap 1.
Curious though.
Yeah, and even there's Colin on the side. You can see Mike and Kyle just getting by him, and Kyle is nice and pulls over for a sport quad. That's going to be a lesson for Kyle. He could probably get up that hill quicker than that sport quad, so you want to pull over for sport quads on areas where you're not faster than them, mostly like downhills. You'll see a couple sections on this track where the 450s, they have half the weight. They can slow down at the bottom of that hill so much easier than we can on these big Can-Ams.
Yeah, I bet you just slide through stuff.
Yeah, but these uphills, they've got half the horsepower, we get up the uphills that much faster. So it's just a learning experience where to move over for your fellow rider and where to stay in the race and battle with the guy in front of you. And sorry to show you again, Kyle. I'm just showing everybody coming through the field right now. Here we are at Guns. He is trailing us because he's already stopped to help tip upright a couple of his fellow competitors. Yeah, he helped out Jesse Madison, and then he helped out, who's the new guy from Justin Mills. Sorry, Justin. He helped out Justin and Jesse, so got a little slowed down there on lap 1. He is trailing probably 9th or 10th right now. Approaching the end of lap 1, you're on board with myself. Yelling to my photographer sponsor.
What place do you think you're in right now?
I'm in 3rd. I know. I'm about to come through the checkpoint here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drew Campbell from last to 3rd.
Yeah, and Justin McGlynn there on the side taking photographs. Thank you to Justin for the sponsorship this season. And for the rest of the racers, be sure to visit his Smug Mug account for all your pictures. Crest that little hill and you're into the checkpoint for lap 1. Rich Drave, Chris Keister, Drew Campbell, Mike Barone, and Kyle Lawrence running your top 5.
All right. So Keister is 38 seconds in front of you, and Drave is the leader. And how far ahead is he?
Drave has a 41-second lead over Keister. He's about 45 seconds ahead of me. At the start of lap 2. So we just finished lap 1. We're starting lap 2, going back up the hill sections. And that's what I liked about this track. It had a lot of uphills as you traverse the side of a mountain. So you got to weave your way up the hill, down the hill, back and forth. A couple field sections at the bottom. Just a nice laid out racetrack. I enjoyed it. I know some people thought it was really bad. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
I mean, you get that on every track. I hear that on every track.
Yeah. And honestly, I felt the faster you went on this track, the smoother it got. My machine also took on a lot of weight from the mud. So it felt different. The suspension handled different. Everything felt different as it became heavier with mud. So I don't know if that helped with the way I was feeling things. Maybe I should put on some more weight.
Probably not the answer.
Probably not the answer? Okay.
It's crazy how fit you've got to be, because honest to God, you do think that you're just sitting on a machine and it's doing all the work. But you got to be fit, otherwise you can't finish. This is a marathon.
It's pretty upsetting when I hear non-participants say, oh, you just sit on it and you push the throttle. It's an insult. That is an absolute insult to any racer. We are doing so much physically to keep that machine underneath you and safely reach the finish line.
Yeah, it's the endurance. It's the hand. It's like your arm pump. I don't get how you're hanging on to this thing. Like if I had to compare this to downhill skiing for me, like if I'm downhill skiing at my age right now, my legs are on fire.
Say you're Nando though.
I need to get to the bottom of the hill, going over moguls. So this is the same idea with your hands and your arms, holding on to 900 pounds, pushing you through all these turns and all that. So your arms got to be jello. I don't know. It just seems crazy to me.
Here I am in a battle with Chris Keister, running 2nd and 3rd. Chris has been doing a great job this opening lap. He's also made his way past some misfortune of other 4x4s. He gives me that look, realizes he's got some competition right there, and I'm trying to keep it tight. I set him up outside, inside, and get the job done.
Oh! 3rd to 2nd?
We're in 2nd.
Look at that, Campbell. Outside, inside. All right.
Here's the high-speed section of the racetrack. Really sketches me out that people are just inches away from you while you're holding it wide open. We're probably over 65 miles an hour in that section, and There's people just inches away. It's a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Got some on-track footage from my wife.
Oh, good shots, Kelly Campbell.
That's only because you weren't there, buddy.
That
Somebody's got to run the camera.
Oh, who's the child? Just random child sitting in the grass.
That's little Autumn Honaki.
Oh.
The cutest little blonde girls you ever saw.
All right. Juliana. Second place right now.
Still at second. I jumped back to Mike Barone, who's weaving his way around top 5, battling some of the 450 riders. Not exactly sure what class those guys are in, but weaving his way through traffic. And see what I mean? Like, guys just pull over. Look at this guy. Pulls over for a pit right there at the high-speed section. That's the fastest part of the racetrack. Note to those racers, do not pit right there. That's the dangerous spot.
I mean, it's important to tell people that.
Yeah, find a corner, find a slow section, find a back section. Don't pit at the fastest section of the racetrack. My wife getting a shot of Mike coming by.
Kelly Campbell.
Picking back up with guns. He's chasing down Justin Mills. These guys are going at it. Justin looks real good through these switchbacks. It is not easy getting the heavy. Oh, look at him dig into that turn. It's not easy getting these machines to power slide through corners. You got to have it set up just right.
Listen, you mentioned this before, but how many cameras do you have out there right now?
Too many. As an editor, it was a job to get this one edited.
Right, dude, there's a lot of footage here.
There's 5 or 6 cameras on the racetrack on riders, and we got a couple cameras on the sidelines. I would like to add to that. If you're watching and you're filming and you want to give me the footage you captured of the 4x4 class of the 4x4 class at the end of the race, find me at scoring, and I'll transfer your footage onto my computer and try to use it in the next video.
Throw them a little mention.
Hell yeah, I'll put your name in the credits and every stuff. Shout out to your team,
Every stuff.
your racer, your number. I'll even put your digits up, whatever you need. Just, I'm looking to spread the love and show as many camera angles as I can and show as much footage as I can. I want it to be entertaining. I don't want to show just one guy from his helmet camera anymore. I want it to be entertaining to watch.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be kind of neat. It turned into a little like, what's that skater that's got that show? Shit.
Are you talking about ridiculous?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
For people who submit stuff,
I
that'd
am
be
not
funny as
Rob
hell if
Deirdre.
People submitting their
I
footage.
am not Rob
of
Deirdre.
this.
Oh my gosh.
All the different things that.
Oh, listen.
be great.
Just listen.
This is bro. It's got to
I hate the Italian anger.
He
Listen,
gets
listen, listen. Now Kyle, mad respect, Kyle could have made this pass. Kyle stops. And then he waits. He's like, go ahead, Mike.
Oh, that's cool.
Mike is stuck. Kyle's like, screw you, I'm going. Mike's just screaming.
You gotta be cursing up the storm.
He was so mad. He was so mad. Yeah, we're gonna cut.
Better beep that.
We're gonna cut further back in the race here. Barone and Honaki and Justin Mills have to take the bypass because of that incident. That rider stuck on that hill forced a couple more 4x4s to take the long way around. And actually, by the time they get up to where the traffic jam occurred, it's already cleared. But wow, just begin to lap to the drama. I love it.
Man,
I love it. right, so during that song, we did see Mike pass Kyle Lawrence for position. Kyle tucks in behind him, and these guys give us some great shots through this wet stuff, keeping the cameras clear, surprisingly, because we fought with that all day trying to get the shot.
Yeah.
All day I was wiping my camera lens, yeah. Yeah, this is the first time Barone's ever ran a rear view, and he picked a good one. He has a Hero 9 on the back, and the motion stabilization gives us a real good shot there of Kyle following him. And this rider lets Guns know, hey, I see ya, moves on over. Kudos to that rider. Guns still battling with Justin Mills up in front of him. On board with Kyle Lawrence, looking back at a 450, running about the same pace he is. You can just see how bad the turns are. Everything is just slippery. You can tell he had to hold up right there as the guy kind of took his line away. But look how slick the racetrack got, some of those lines. It's like clay bottom.
But the visibility's solid, which is good. I hate when it's dusty, man. That's
Yeah, I did like that, but I use roll-offs primarily all the time. And I was real concerned after lap 1 of running out of my roll-offs. But I did use them conservatively. I didn't want to run out of vision and have to pull goggles off, because then as you're working your way through traffic and you get splattered in the eye, which I've had happen, I've actually lost a contact lens while racing, and then you can't see anything. So you want to keep those goggles on as long as possible. You want to maintain vision as long as possible. I was fortunate enough to not use all my roll-offs in this race, but it was one of those races where you could easily lose vision. so we're following Justin Mills, and Guns gets around him right here on that low line. And Justin, we actually just met in the pits right before the race, and Mike and I are going over to check out his four-wheeler. And there's Mike Barone. No, I'm sorry, that's Rich Drave in front of me with the green helmet. But Mike Barone was walking over to check out Justin Mills' four-wheeler and tripped in a hole and severely sprained his ankle 3 hours before the race started. Mike Barone did this entire race with a major wound in his thigh from stabbing himself, putting in his tire splines.
What?
Yes, doing race prep, and a severely sprained ankle just walking the pits. Mike Barone is a freaking beast. And had two, I'm not laughing because it's funny, I'm laughing
Because it's crazy.
because it's crazy,
I would be
right?
like, oh my God.
He has two major injuries, still goes out and races, and still smokes most of the people in New York State.
It's just another level of commitment. Like,
It is. And there's so many arguments like, oh, you're riding a couch, you're riding a 4x4, it's got all the power, it's got all the suspension, it's got power steering. Yeah, it even has cup holders, but it also weighs twice as much as everybody else's four-wheeler. You wrestle a bull through the trees.
drive your car down this.
Right. It is exhausting. So it takes a man to do this sport. It takes a man to race a 4x4. I'm not discrediting any females because I lose to them every state race.
It takes a monster.
It takes a man to race a 4x4. These are heavy, powerful four-wheelers, and you have to wrestle them for 2 hours sometimes.
Yeah, it's nuts.
All right, so here we are. I'm following Rich Drave, which this is a first for me. I've raced 5 years. I've probably raced Rich for 3 or 4 years and have never followed him. He's always been lightning fast, and I just haven't been able to hang.
Drave is a big dude.
He is.
What does he do? Is he like
He's a farmer.
Man.
I call him a true-blooded American.
Oh my God.
Because he is what makes our country grow. Literally.
What does he do? What do you mean?
He's a farmer.
I mean, oh yeah, there you go.
Back with Guns Honacki, following Kyle Lawrence. He's finally caught up to that crew. He's going to be making his way through a couple other 4x4 guys here. We got rear view shot of Guns following Kyle from his camera. These downhill shots really show you how steep some of these trails are. Barone kind of running alone. He doesn't have anybody behind him. He doesn't have anybody in front of him. I think he's running around 5th place right now, maybe 6th place. Mike comes through lap 2, running in 6th, so he's kind of mid-pack right now. Back up to the front. This is for the lead between myself and Rich Drave. We've caught the leaders of the 900 row, which is Vet B. We are following Cody Ost right now, and Rich is trying to close the distance on this uphill with him, and I'm just following in tow.
That's Cody Ost right there in the white?
In the white, yep.
Hey!
Rich shaking off some arm pump right there.
So Drave's in 1st, you're in 2nd right now.
Yeah, Drave told me later on that he was struggling with hand strength at this point in the race.
You can see he was shaking it off.
Yeah, and I didn't know if he saw me or if he knew I was back there, so I give him a little love tap coming up here. And Rich doesn't like to get bumped. I didn't know.
Who does?
Well, you know, we have big four-wheelers and big bumpers, so past few seasons I've been using mine, and some people aren't comfortable with it. I respect that. Rich, I won't bump you anymore. He's on a newer machine this year. He's actually on a, I think it's a 22, and he's got the electronic throttle versus my cable throttle on my 2017, and he hates it. He hates that electronic throttle.
What's the difference?
Oh, I give him a little tap right there, and he looks at me. He throws me that look. Cody moves over for us, and Rich gives me the lead right here. 56 minutes into the race, I go from 13th to 1st, but finally make my way into the lead. On lap 2, Rich follows in tow. I honestly put my head down right here and just tried to put in a couple minutes of sprinting.
Listen, bro, you're the lead right now. Oh, yes, dude.
back in 5th or 6th place right now. I've taken the lead, and yeah, at this point, I feel very concerned. I feel like Ralph on the back of the Simpsons bus. I'm in danger. Like, I know that there's 12 badasses on 4x4s behind me who wants to run me over. This is Guns just trying everything he can to work his way through the field.
Did he just get that fast?
No, that's why I showed this viewpoint, because Guns worked through that section, and a slower rider still beat him. This is why that track had bad split lanes.
Crazy line.
Right, he was trying every option, and by lap 3, you can see the slickness on the racetrack where everybody goes or other people don't. So the slick spots are the fast lane, and Guns tries every freaking lane on this racetrack.
Awesome, man.
Look at this one.
Look at this one.
No one's going this way. I don't think a lawn tractor's been through this in 3 years, and he's trying it, and look how bad it is. He's
going backwards.
He actually lost time. He lost time trying that line. And why they would even cut that line? It's longer. I don't understand that split lane. But kudos for options.
I mean, I love that he tries it, dude.
He does. And that's the key to a good racer. Somebody who's always looking for an alternative line.
One of those are going to pay off.
You know, somebody let me by right here. An hour into the race, we just passed the hour mark. We're on lap 2, opening round of NYOA. We've got some good color in the woods this year. Normally they start us the first weekend of May. They gave us a week to get prepared, and it allowed that foliage to really kick in. Just beautiful trails right here.
It is pretty. I love there's no dust. You can see.
Right. It was interesting. There was dust at the start, as you saw.
Yeah.
Me coming through the back of the field, they definitely kicked up a lot of dust. And by the end of the race, I was getting rained on.
Perfect.
So yeah, it really did help with visibility. The wet spots on this track, you know, obviously covered our goggles, our cameras, but dust is a continuous enemy on those dry days, and we didn't have that round 1, so good conditions. Oh my man, going by Brad. I got a lot of friends in this sport, and I hate to see him broken down.
What happened to his machine?
No idea. I'll see quite a few friends in this video on the sidelines. There's a lot of time spent in the shop getting your machine ready for round 1, and sometimes things just don't work out. Guns kind of stuck behind a female rider here. I can't get the number, but it's definitely the woman pro row. I see a 10 in front of that, but he's frustrated. He's yelling. They don't care. Yeah, I don't know what he's saying, and maybe we shouldn't figure out what he's saying, because it's probably out of frustration.
I think he said, it's a beautiful day.
Yeah, I like your jersey. Keep going. Yeah, just completely oblivious that there's a faster rider behind her and not moving over. He struggles with this rider for a while. Gets real tight through here, huh?
My God.
It's hard to keep momentum when you're just slowed down like that. So he gets a split lane here. He sees the opportunity. You can immediately see by the way he gets on the throttle that he's faster than that person. And bam, gets him. And he holds his hand out like, hey, let me through. But he immediately gets stuck behind another person from a different class who's clearly slower. You know, this is lap 2 and he's already caught him. And they were nice enough to let him by. Then you can see him get back into the throttle, and just listen to his throttle control. He is so smooth. Now we can't, because we cut back to me.
We're gonna see the leader.
Now we cut back to me here in the lead.
Campbell. Listen to his throttle control.
Burping like a baby. I do know some of this course because I've raced it a few times. We normally run it backwards, though. This is my first time running this track in the opposite direction I've always known.
Oh, that's kind of wild.
Yeah, a lot of fun, though. Everything still flows the same way if you carry speed from one corner to the other. Inside line there is better coming downhill. I stuck to the outside going uphill.
Ah, Bori.
The Eckharts, and I'm going to thank Logan Eckhart for this shot, the two-time AMA Pee-wee ATV champ, grabbing a shot of your boy. Thank you, Logan. I really appreciate it. I have his autographed jersey hanging in my shop.
Yeah, that's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
You got some big names up there. Talk about me and how much weight I can lift.
It's so hard doing. It's so hard. You could laugh. Okay. And we're back. It's so hard. I'm the racer in the video and I'm trying to commentate with my best friend. So obviously we're going to have biased opinions on this. But we were just talking about how Guns was working his way through the field. Got Mike Barone for a pass there. And these guys had some great footage going back and forth here through this tight tree section. Between the trees.
The trees.
Yeah.
The trees.
I wish I had somebody like Landon Wolf or Mikey Waynes commentating the race for us. What? You don't know these people? Gordon Ramsay.
All right.
You know that name?
I do.
Of course, you're a chef.
Jim.
So, the names I mentioned are involved.
I know who they are too.
All right, they're GNCC racers. They commentate for Racer TV. If we had those names, maybe we could get this show to grow. But for now, we're dealing with Taco and Drew.
That's right.
Yes.
Better name.
And thank you guys for tuning in. This is a trial error. Trial and error?
I would say it's
No error?
great.
Trial, great success.
I'm enjoying it. Listen,
It's a trial
right
run.
now-
I hope you guys like it too. If you've made it to the hour and 7 minutes into this race, thanks for sticking around.
hell yeah, because you're about to win this race. You're first right here.
Not even close. We are in the lead. You're watching me in the lead, going down a very steep section, headed back down towards the road at the end of lap 2. I don't like this corner right here. Slide into a tree. Not a safe spot. Maybe divert the racetrack.
What angle is this? Like 45-degree angle?
Probably around 6 or 9, maybe a 69. It's steep. You wouldn't want to go down that hill on foot. You would slip and fall,
Yeah.
especially you.
What's that about?
Your people, you're used to flat turf with a ball.
Top heavy.
Top
I
heavy.
am top heavy. I will slip and fall many times.
You have a big head?
They're big.
All right, so we're running that lower field section along the road. You can see it to the right. I'm following some 450 guy back up the hill. We got Guns coming back down the hill as he approaches that lower road section. At this point in the race, he's 2-3 minutes behind me. He's had some stop and goes, but just listen to the speed he's carrying through the frickin' off camber. Like, those sections right there, you can actually see it on screen. It's leaning downhill. You're driving a four-wheeler that weighs 900 pounds off camber across the side of a hill. If any bump uphill should unweight that four-wheeler, it's going to roll. And this guy just does it at speed. You got 4E right there. Jimmer pointing him on the fast lane. So I took the left lane there, and that's where I lost position to Keister. Guns taking that fast lane to the right. Definitely with the quicker line through that area.
I love that they run through the tracks.
Right? John Boy right there cheering him on. Man, Guns carrying great speed through this section. If he had an open racetrack and no roadblocks, I really think he would be unstoppable at this track. I don't know if anybody would have stayed with him. You see his right hand, he's got two fingers up on a front brake lever. His left hand, you can hear him talking right now, his left hand is two fingers over a rear brake lever. It's a little different setup than I run. He has his brake levers divided front and rear. I have one lever, like a Can-Am Outlander, that does all four.
Oh. Interesting.
My machine actually came with two levers. I opted to switch to the one lever setup, mainly because I'm lazy. One is less, two is more. But the right hand is always pushing your thumb throttle, and to grab the front brakes with your right hand as well really gives me arm pump. I had it on my stock setup for a while. I did 3 or 4 races like that. I absolutely hated it before I upgraded to the single lever on the left side that does all four. I actually do a little bit of the rear brake pedal with my foot. I'd probably say 30 to 40% with my foot and 60% braking with my hand on that left lever. Barone coming through that lower section by the road. About to make that sharp 180 back uphill. This is a real fun uphill, and if you're not on your game, you're going to get hucked over the bars. Look at the dips coming through this uphill. You can hear him on and off the throttle trying to keep the front end light over these bumps. There's your split. Your pro hill is to the right there. Mike opts for the easier lane going around the left, which actually turns out to be the faster line. Jimmer always encouraging his rider. Back up front with me, finishing up lap 2, headed towards the checkpoint. We've got this rough section in the woods just off the side of where we all started. It's still wet. You got 265 ATVs on the track today. After multiple laps, it's still wet, it's still muddy. So you gotta figure at this point in the race, 500 ATVs have come over this track. Real rough spot. We saw Brandon get ejected over that huckabuck right there. We got this one riser over the wet hill right before the checkpoint. Finishing off lap 2. I'm in the lead, followed by Rich Drave, 32 seconds behind. Chris Keister running in third, 1:16 down. Colton Harkness in fourth, followed by Dan Guns Hodacki in fifth. just before the checkpoint. We've seen myself go through, Guns go through. We've got Rich Drave running in second. He's about 32 seconds behind me at this point in the race. And Barone is 3 or 4 minutes back, running in fifth place, right here on lap 2. He crosses the checkpoint in 5th place, just ahead of Colton Harkness. Got the wives on the side cheering us on.
Oh, Kelly Campbell Camp.
Yeah, Kelly Campbell Camp.
Get your new jersey. The new kit looks good.
Yeah, like a bag of Skittles. I just wanted to be bright and right so everybody recognized me as I went.
Right.
Yeah, it's that idiot YouTuber. I've got his sticker.
He's nice.
Yeah. Guns, so polite.
Guns. I love that Guns joined this sport because he saw your YouTube videos and said that, well, if you can do it, I can do it. And this dude's a monster out there.
Yeah, but he does it better than the rest of us.
I know.
So what did I do? I created a monster.
Yeah, but it's cool because it's created a cool race community.
Yeah, just
of people that just
an awesome athlete, an awesome raw talent of somebody who's ridden his entire life, multiple disciplines, 2 wheels and 4 wheels, and really adapted well to racing. Really picked it up well.
Oh,
Nacky.
Is it Nagy?
No, you dropped the J.
Oh, it's a silent J?
Yeah, it's Honaki.
Oh.
You can't even do it without breathing deep.
Oh, there's no J. Listen.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Nacky.
For all you watching, Guns has his own YouTube channel.
He does.
I'll put the link right here.
Action.
And you guys subscribe to his channel as well, because he does put out some awesome race content covering the NYOA 4x4 class. So smooth around these sections. The problem with the GoPro is it makes it all look like it's slow, and it smooths it all out. Like, he's fighting everything. G-force, bumps, terrain, up, down. He's fighting everything. The camera still looks like it's on a wire.
I kind of get up there on the glitchy screen and get a little bit of fight. It's like,
yeah, here in the studio, we have many different screens because it's a big TV studio.
Yeah, here, Drew.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get him to focus on one screen. Hitting that high-speed section. He let off. Oh, because somebody stopped. I think that was Justin Mills. Why did he stop in the middle of the trail? And 450 gets by him. Kelly with another shot of Guns coming through here. Watch the corner speed right here. Right? Like, no lift. He just did a 180 turn, full throttle, in 4-wheel drive. You guys wish you could do that. I kind of wish I could do that.
You guys.
Yeah.
Skypo.
Mike Barone coming through the same high-speed section. There's still, that might have been Colton, actually, sitting off to the side. But it's a bad spot to stop. Guys, don't stop on high-speed straightaways. Dangerous. Don't do it. Mike coming through. The wives are cheering. We see Katie off to the side here on the left in the white. And then we're going to pick up the Kelly cam right here.
Kelly Campbell Cam.
Let's go, Mike! She can't help but cheer. I love my wife. She's a great cheerleader, great cameraman. She at least she at least gets the person in focus and in frame. I'm like,
I know.
I'm like
master at it.
Yeah, I'm like some people. Yeah, well.
Incorrect.
Good thing you're better at supporting emotionally
cheer
than you are at filming.
Brought to you by Taco Photographies.
If anybody is looking to support the channel and come and film,
no, my shots.
Taco is
money.
Taco is in need of replacing.
I don't hit record.
Oh,
but 80% of the time, I get it 100% of the time.
You know what? Let's just enjoy the ride. Listen to some music.
about the rap there for a second?
I wanted to say something cool. I got nothing to say. What do you say? I mean,
You're about to rap.
I'm not rapping. I'm happy for this this ride because this was a fun one.
Oh my God! How is it not?
Following Guns right now. He's probably sitting in 4th, I think.
All right.
I'm still out front. I'm gonna lead this one to the finish, but we're gonna follow Guns through a lot of this 3rd lap because he still makes moves and works his way up, and he has a long distance to close, and he has traffic to go through. So it's a very respectable ride from Guns.
Where do you think Barone's sitting right now? If you had to guess.
If I had to guess, I don't have to guess because I know by times. Barone's probably worked his way into 5th at this point, so we're looking at 5th place in the 4x4 class right now. Running a real good pace, almost 90 minutes into the race. Somebody who has a severely sprained ankle.
Right, this dude's out there with a hole in his leg.
3 hours before, he had an ankle doubled in size on ice, elevated, and somehow squeezed it into a riding boot and went out racing.
Monster.
And that was on top of a major flesh wound in his thigh. I'm not giggling because it's funny. I'm giggling because he's fighting 2 major injuries and still kicking half the state's ass on a 4x4, going fast, and fighting through a ton of pain.
Frank Barone.
His name is Mike.
It's damn.
He's Italian. I get that, but they're not all named Frank.
No, I'm not saying that. He looks like a Frank Barone. But
It's
Mike,
either Frankie or Mikey. I don't know. He was an Italian guy. He looked Italian. It was Frank or Mike.
he's a beast, my God.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like 6'8" and 690 pounds or 69 pounds. I don't know. He's a big dude.
I don't think he's that much, but yeah, I got you.
It's a big dude. He knows how to throw around that 4x4. You can see the fast line through there because everybody's worn out that one track, and here we are on 3rd lap. It's like a highway going through here. It's just slick lanes where our tires wore out everything else. Passing by one of the 4x4 guys. I didn't catch that rider, but somebody's off to the side. Mike just letting it eat on the 3rd lap. And you can see when the machine, the handlebars come up close to his face, he's taking a hard hit. The GoPro just smooths it out so it doesn't look violent, but in real life, that was an energy zapping hit right there. Every little hit like that drains your battery just a little bit. Look at that right there.
Brought to you by Mike Barone.
The camera view?
Camera wipe.
Oh, camera wipe. Yeah, he did a good job clearing that lens. I tell all these guys, if you're gonna wear the GoPro, you gotta wipe it. Otherwise, you're just carrying around extra weight. It's worthless hardware if you're not gonna wipe it. Switching a little.
See here, Drew Campbell.
Yeah, switching a little further ahead up to me. I try to show mostly Mike, Guns, and myself through this last lap. Kyle Lawrence only had the rear view camera. He kind of ran out of steam, and his camera wasn't really showing too much. He was running alone there back in, let's see where he was in. Kyle was running in 6th place on this last lap, so he didn't offer too much entertainment with his rear view, so I stuck to myself and Mike Barone's and Guns Honecki's cameras for this last lap and gave us each a little bit longer of a preview. I tended to use Guns' camera a little bit more on this last lap because his had a clear shot. He knew how to wipe his lens.
Drew Campbell.
Yeah. The guy filming the show, producing the show. clearly doesn't know how to keep his camera clean.
But as you can see, our guns clean.
I don't know, I was probably focused on keeping it between the trees.
Between the trees.
That was a raspy. One more time for promo. Between the trees.
Am I going higher?
You go, same pitch me. Between the trees. Subscribe now and like later.
Smash that like button.
Oh.
That was interesting.
Everybody just stopped watching right there.
What are they talking about?
How are they going to finish? I don't care. These two guys are getting creepy on the microphone. All right, back to the race action. Guns taking some high lines there that weren't working out. The 450 riders barking up his tailpipe or getting by him there. We're going to drop back to Barone in 5th. Right here, he still hasn't worked his way into 4th, I don't think. He still has a pass to make, but he is weaving his way across the hillside. We're looking about halfway into lap 3 here. So Mike has another 20-25 minutes to race. Interesting line going low there. It puts his momentum right into that tree where you got to kind of stick that tire, that low inside tire, make it steer you through that corner. You see the green on his right handlebar? Yep. That's Mike taping his 4x4 switch. A lot of times we'll hit a bump so hard, our chest or something, or our thumb, wrist, whatever, actually knocks us out of 4x4. I noticed at the end of my race, I was in 2-wheel drive. When I went to load it on the truck, I had to switch to 4-wheel drive. I don't know if that happened when I was crying on the handlebars after the race or during the race, but at some point I kicked my machine into 2x4, or 2-wheel drive. So Mike puts a preventative tape strip across his so he doesn't have that happen.
You can't tell in race footage if you're in 2-wheel or 4-wheel.
It says on our dash, but honestly my dash gets covered with mud, so I don't know if I'm in 2-wheel or 4-wheel based off of a display on the dash. I can only tell you by feel. And I can tell if I'm in 2-wheel or 4-wheel drive, so I think I must have hit it into 2-wheel drive at the end of the race. I'm fairly confident I raced the entire thing in 4x4.
Intoxicated, we're automated and overpopulated. We're all fish in a stream, swimming towards a vicious dream. Don't you go with the walking dead. Our lives were meant to be this bleak.
Walking Dead. It's fitting for this discipline of racing.
Oh, Nicky.
Taco, digging the percussion of that song. You like that, buddy?
I did.
So I have a hard time picking the music for these shows.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how you picked that.
Well, first off, copyright laws really restrict the type of music we can use. So I subscribe to the same epidemicsounds.com channel that a lot of YouTubers use, including the Deegans and a lot of other big YouTubers. We all use the same library for our music selections because it's copyright free, it's royalty free music, and we don't get in trouble for using it, but it does limit the selection.
You're paying for the rights to use it, though.
$15 a month subscription.
Oh, so you're just paying for the rights to use. Okay.
Correct. Now, YouTube is trying to test the waters with this type of service. They have a beta platform set up where you can download music, which I've done, and then they dock me and license my video for using the music in it. So I've stopped doing that until they get that.
What does that mean? They dock you?
There goes Brian. They just put a license on my video so I don't get reimbursed the full amount if it was my own original content. They look at it like you used music to promote your content. The people that made the music deserve a part of the earnings from that video.
And that's a bad thing?
No, not at all. I respect that. But if I'm going to pay $15 a month for a subscription to royalty-free music, I should utilize that, pay that $15 a month, and then any profits made from the videos I make on YouTube, I don't owe anybody. I've already paid my subscription.
I like that I don't know the music, because I think you do a good job picking the music that fits the energy of the video. And I'm like, I find myself like, enjoying watching it. I have no idea what the song is. The energy fits perfectly, and I love it.
I appreciate that. So honestly, what I'm looking for on epidemicsounds.com, they have a genre list that you can choose from, and some of the songs I pick are from their workout genre. They have high intensity workout type songs.
It's what this is.
Which is just beats per minute. They want high beats per minute so that it's all fast action type shots, right? Yeah.
Right? Beats and pants and beats and pants.
No, it's boots and pants.
Oh yeah. Boots and pants.
You were saying beats and pants. You'll have to excuse my friend. He's a little slow. But yeah, beats per minute, and the higher beats per minute give you the most energy for these types of videos.
And it's appropriate because it definitely gets you excited to watch these, which I don't know that other YouTubers do a good job of that. Man, I don't want to say that they don't.
YouTubers.
But well, I like watching your videos because I feel like as soon as something gets like, okay, I've seen this view for a minute, you switch it up to something else, and it's just constantly moving. So it keeps you entertained. It keeps you locked on what's going on.
This is new. Between the trees.
Between the trees.
Let's together. Between the trees. This show is something new. I'm trying out
something new.
Something new. I'd like to see the response that this video gets. I want to hear the feedback on the music. I want to hear the feedback on our commentating. If you think Taco should shut up, I feel that way all the time. For some reason, I put a microphone on him, hoping that you guys would want to hear what he has to say.
If you'd like to hear more of what I have to say, what do they do?
Is there a like and subscribe?
I think they like it and subscribe.
It's next to the video window. So you just
that button.
you click on the subscribe.
That points to the sky. Push that.
But I would be interested to hear other people's music selections and input. I'm guessing. I'm 43. Everybody's got their own genre and age group, and hopefully I'm picking music
Are
that
there any
everybody
racers
likes.
that produce music? Or make their own music?
Wow, great
How
question.
cool would that be?
How cool would that be? Let's collaborate and listen. No, wait, stop. Collaborate and listen.
And listen? Drew, it's like you're back with a brand new invention.
What?
I mean, something like grab the hold of you like tightly as hell.
Stop.
Yeah. I forgot the
I don't know.
I had it all wrapped
It's
in
too
there.
vanilla for me.
But
You're brown.
for real though, that would be cool.
You can't be rapping like that.
I wasn't really rapping, but for real though, that would be cool to.
It would be to collaborate with an actual racer who puts out their own.
Got up here, you don't need to know. Sniffing on an M, I need one of those. Sniffing on an M like I got a cold. Need to know, nah, you don't need to know. Need to know, nah, you don't need to know. How we got up here, you don't need to know. Hit me, but I keep you on a need to know. Came up from the bottom, started from the floor. Working 10 to 10 and a 10 to 4. I get the bags under my eyes on my mommy floor. Always know the plan, I know dummy knows. Always been myself, never had to fake. Had to cut off friends, had to lose a weight. Took a couple L's, charged it to the game. Since I switched my lane, never been the same. Riding to the top, started from the floor. How we got up here, you don't need to know. Sniffing on an M, I need one of those. Sniffing on an M like I got a cold. Need to know, nah, you don't need to know. Need to know, nah, you don't need to know. How we got up here, you don't need to know. Hit me, but I keep you on a need to know. 95, down on 95. Up, sit down to Charlotte just to see the guys. But I flex and I never lie. Pick the comments, but I let them slide. Down with the pain, whole lot of. I beat the game, no problem. I gotta make it for you, mama. Your recipes, big shocker. Riding to the top, started from the floor. How we got up here, you don't need to know. Sniffing on a him, I need one of them. Sniffing on a him, like I got a cold. Riding to the top, started from the floor. How we got up here, you don't need to know. Sniffing on a M, I need one of those. Sniffing on a M, like I got a cold. Need to know, nah, you don't need to know. Need to know, nah, you don't need to know. How we got up here, you don't need to know.
So nationals are usually 4 laps, 2 hours, and state races have usually tried to adhere to national rules. But this year for 23, NYOA, in sake of getting people home on time, getting families home safe, they've put a limit on our race time for the PM ATV adult race, which is 90 minutes or 3 laps. It just so happened to take some of us slow old guys an hour 50 plus to finish the race in 3 laps. Some of the pros on front line, like the Sneaky Snake, Jerry McClure, he was much
His
faster.
name, the Sneaky Snake.
Yeah, it's his nickname.
All right.
If you had to give Mike Barone a nickname, what would it be?
He's like a New York City taxi.
He's on camera right now. He's running in 3rd place. Fourth place. Mike Barone. What's his
Cursing up a storm.
He just swears at everybody and everything.
Yeah, so he's
He's your best friend. He's still gonna call you an MFer.
right. So I don't know. Let me think here.
How about Guns?
Come on,
As Mike.
Guns has guns.
No, that's Mike cheering on somebody else. But Guns, what's his nickname?
Guns.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His arms are gigantic.
You know-
Guns. Black Lung.
You
He's
have
got a whole bunch of nicknames. The
your
Black
nickname
Lung,
is
the
Taco,
Guns.
and you don't look anything like a taco.
Well,
You don't even sound like a taco.
that's not true. You are not speaking the truth.
I think that's a fake accent you're doing. You're not even from France. Wait, is that a French accent?
What nickname would you give, what's his face? Barone.
Mike Barone actually has a nickname.
What is it? What is it?
It's on his graphics. I believe 4E Racing has dimed him the Hornet.
The Hornets. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's the yellow jacket.
The yellow jacket.
He's got a B on the front of his quad, and he said his boys over at 4E have given him the nickname. The Hornet,
the Hornet.
the Stinger, the pain in the ass.
He's like a fucking trucker. He's out there cursing up.
I don't know.
I love it.
He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
I've lived at Mike Barone's house for every week this past 5 months. Thank you for my apartment, Mike Barone.
What the hell machines have you guys been working on there? I've seen some videos.
We have built.
What have you been doing there?
We've built a bunch of race quads out of BBR headquarters. Subscribe to the channel. You'll see them all.
influence the video in any way, in a negative way?
Not at all. I checked with all the viewers and they said they don't care.
And I'm saying sound wise.
No.
Not like, it's not like killing it.
No, but thanks for taking the break through the music. Now that we're back, we're with Guns on lap 3, 1 hour, 47 minutes into the race. He's firmly got third place locked down ahead of Mike Barone. He's headed back down the hill to the road section, finishing, I don't know, a couple miles left to the finish.
Black lung. You hear it.
You hear
right
it.
There. He's got it.
It's funny you mention that because as I put together the video, I noticed that Guns is coughing.
He has the black lung.
Come on. Is he? Come on. He's Timmy from South Park. There's always something wrong with Guns. He's still fast. Let's hope he never is like 100% healthy. Completely missed that corner, took out a tree.
I know.
Yeah. We're gonna switch back to me. I've already made it past that field section that he was heading into, and I'm going back up the hill on my way back down to the finish. And I think I actually stick with me for the viewpoint here to the finish.
Oh, you earned first right here.
Yeah, I just, I'm mixed emotions. Not sure how to feel. Don't even believe it, actually.
Oh my God, so it should be in here.
You think I should add some music?
I think.
Maybe something dramatic starts right now.
Oh, I think it's mounted
Yeah.
to the board and you're flying through the fields. I don't really know, but whatever, dude. You're first.
Yeah, I was coming backwards this direction on my very first race in 2018 at the same spot. And I was reminiscing it while doing this section. Just a lot of racing in between that first race 5 years ago and this race. At the same track and the difference it made. Experience helps.
Oh my God, I love that you know you're first right now.
I'm actually terrified. Four-wheeler is going to break down.
Of course. You're like, no way. This can't happen. No way. Something too good to be true. It ain't gonna happen. They're just pedaling down.
This is terrifying. Someone's pointing down a broken down rider blocking the trail.
Something's gonna get me.
Yeah, homeboy just moving the four-wheeler at the right time, and
Something's gonna stop it.
I got a clear track to the finish.
Dre's right behind me. Come on. Push Campbell. Yeah, boy, there you are. Get him.
Eckhart. The checkers. That's pure emotion. It took a long time to get there.
Yes! Yeah! Let's fucking go!
Yeah, I apologize for the swearing, but that's raw emotion. I can't control. I can't control that. I lost control.
Yeah, dude.
I'm very proud.
That's pure joy.
I can't thank everybody who supported me enough, who believed in me. I did not believe in myself, and everything clicked.
Facts. You can see your videos, everything about your racing. Once you believe in yourself, man, you can feel it, you can see it, and everything that you're doing. It's just cool, and people want to be behind that. And I love it, dude. I think you're changing.
Well, thank you. Thank you for doing this show with me. We're watching Guns bring it in for the finish here. He got third behind Rich Strave. I managed to keep that lead over Rich for the entire third lap. I went into it with a 32-second lead. We ran identical lap times for the third lap, and I won by 32 seconds.
That's wild.
Over Rich Strave, who was ahead of Guns, and he's finishing here to the last section of the third lap.
Right in front of Honak right here?
No, Guns a little bit behind Trave.
Oh.
Trave's already wrapped it up, but Guns wrapping it up here with a minute and 53 minutes of racing. This is why I get so upset. Somebody said you just sit on it and hit the throttle, right? It's 2 hours of wrestling a bull. You go do it for 2 hours.
It's not gonna happen.
I can't walk for a week after one of these races. These are very demanding. And a lot of respect for this guy, because he actually had a shot. He was as high as second and dropped as low as 10th.
Yeah, like watching his video.
He went from second to 10th. Actually, no. Dan Guns Honacki went from first to third and everywhere in between. He was first on lap 1, fell all the way back to 9th or 10th and still finished 3rd with a very hard charging effort. Like, mad respect to Guns. That was an amazing finish. Catching up with Brones here in Brones. I put an S on it.
It's French.
He's Francais.
Italian, actually.
Our Frenchie friend Brian. Shout out to the true Frenchie. Brian, I'm not going to butcher his last name, but Brian, thank you for coming down from Canada and racing the NYOA series. Pleasure to have you. We're going to watch Frank Barone, the Italiano. Hey, Paisan. Come through the finish. The last tricky section of the racetrack. Ooh, he goes left. I went right. A little bit drier through the left section.
Just pounding it through there, though. Come on.
It's amazing. He still has this energy. He's 4th right now. And he finished, I got to check the stats, but I believe Mike Barone finished inside the top 60 overall.
Oh, yeah. There he goes. Camera wipe. True Campbell didn't do that. I'm not going to mention.
Okay, here we go. This dip right there. Bam! That's claimed a lot of guys right there. Last slick uphill, and there's your checkers. Mike Barone for 4th.
Mikey V.
This is a wrap. This is it for all the helmet cameras I had on 4x4 racers for Between the Trees.
Between the Trees.
I really wanted to show an entire race from a class perspective, not just one guy. We all battle conditions and roadblocks and bottlenecks and slower traffic. To see how each one goes through, I hope it's entertaining. Your final lineup, I can't believe I did.
There it is.
Five years in the making. I finally get my first state win. Just ahead of Rich Strave, Dan Honacki, Mike Barone, and Kevin Carlson in 5th. Great ride by all the boys. We had cameras on a lot of these guys, and I'm so happy to be part of this fun group.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. What a great family.
And I got stuck in that goddamn fucking hill. All you guys.
Again, 4E in the background there.
Love them. Love
They're
them.
everywhere.
Listen to the support. Listen to the support.
I think you got second. I think you said 3rd, I think.
Did he?
Mike Barone asking who won, and Jim Eckhart telling him, that was your boy Drew. He's like, no way. I'm in disbelief.
Where are you right now? I see a wheel.
That's me and Guns backing up to the podium. Yeah, first time getting at the podium and taking some pictures for the sponsors.
Yeah. Between the Trees.
Yeah, NYOA's 4x4 class. Thanks for watching, everybody. For my man Taco on the headset, appreciate you tuning I appreciate your help commentating this video. We'll see you guys at the next race.
See you at the races.